Second love language, if you look through there, is called quality time. Write that down, is quality time. Here, let me define quality time for you. It says, nothing says I love you like full, undivided attention. Being there for this type of person is critical, but really, really be there. In other words, don't just be in the room, but you're watching TV and you're texting and you're doing this. But truly, really being there. And when we think about quality time, this ranks right up. We love being together. We live by, love is spelled T-I-M-E, being together.
And I'm looking around the room. I'm seeing several of my friends that have lots of children like we do. We had 4 kids in 7 years, and so quality time was definitely a little bit low on the totem pole at times. But we realized pretty quickly that quality time does not have to mean getting a babysitter and this big, huge orchestration. I can remember years where quality time was that we would literally, our friends would make fun of us. We would go to Kroger, and we would have sushi and Starbucks right there in Kroger. It's very good if you've never done that, but sushi and Starbucks, and then we'd go to the grocery store, and we would call it a date. That may sound lame to some of y'all, but that was the amount of time we had, and it was precious to us. And so it doesn't always, quality time when we were young marrieds and had no kids looks very different than when we were going through, having kids and multiple events, and then versus now we're starting to get to be able to, have a little bit, we haven't gone to Kroger lately, But that's one thing, if I could stress it to you, your quality time is not to be ignored, but it's easy to be ignored. And it doesn't, sometimes we think we have to plan it so much that we just don't do it.
Yeah. As we think back, even, and quality time doesn't have to, like she said, you don't have to go off on a vacation. That's not the way we've been able to live since I surrendered the ministry, is going off to a trip here and a trip there. The times we've gotten to go, we love it. But, quality time, when I first surrendered the ministry, and my ministry was paying me $500 a month. And she was on a teacher's salary, and so we were scraping every dime together. Our quality time, many times throughout the week, came when I was doing my PhD or whatever, came at Wendy's. On Sunday night after church, before we finished the week, we would stop and we'd buy a Frosty and we'd share Frosty together. And those were still great days, just being able to have the opportunity to spend time together. Sometimes you do things for the quality times. I do things that I really don't enjoy, but I know it's important to her. Sometimes I brought her hunting with me. Those haven't always turned out so great. Yeah, those are not
good stories, ladies. If y'all don't hunt, John Mark's family grew up hunting. My family, not so much, like never. And so the first time he took me, he said, we're going to spend some quality time together. We're going to go hunting. So I'm thinking, all right, I'm outdoorsy. And so we go to this hunting camp that we were going to and stop and get a big gulp on the way. And he never tells me that once you get out there, you're stuck. So we get out there. Of course, I have to go to the bathroom. We're in the middle of nowhere. There's no bathroom, nothing, and we're stuck. And I say to him, I got to go. And he goes, well, you're stuck. I'm going, this is not quality time. This is not quality time. And so we tried it one other time. We tried hunting one other time. That didn't go so well either. But find whatever you both can do with quality time.
It was good. But really what happened is we only had the evening hunt. We was on our way back from Houston Spring up here. Guy had said, hey, go hunt, shoot anything you see. And so we had an afternoon hunt. We got in the blind, and we hadn't been in the blind 45 minutes or an hour. She said, I got to go to the restroom. I go, you can't get out. She goes, well, how much longer do I have to stay in here? I said, you see that sun? When that sun goes down, you can get out of this blind. And that was an encouraging day.
That was not our best quality time.
I think it took us about 15 years for me to get her back out there. Yeah. But let me put one verse together, and this has to do with scriptures. Hebrews chapter 10, look at it. Quality time. It says, not giving up meeting together as some are in the habit of doing. That's talking about the church, the congregation, but it also talks about our relationships as we love one another and worship together with one another, that we can't give up meeting together as a couple, as friends, as men, as ladies, as a congregation. Quality time is very important.